Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live opening event of Daughter Eyes Digital Humans Metaverse Home. I am your host today. I am Snow Yunxue Fu. I am also the artist mother of Digital Human Daughter Eyes. But today I have some guests with me, along with my lovely studio assistant, who has been with me throughout the whole process of this project. And so we will hear from both of them a little bit, and then I'm going to have Karen introduce herself. And just really quickly, so I am Snow Yunxue Fu. I am a new media artist here based in New York. I've been working with 3D simulation technology for over 10 years, and Daughter Eyes is one of my most recent long-term project. Today I'm so excited because Daughter Eyes and her Metaverse home is having the premiere in NFT Paris with Karen Levy, who is with us, and she is actually currently sitting in the booth of Aika Connection, where Daughter Eyes project, the NFT video work, is being minted and released via NFT Paris. So we will have her talk a little bit about that, her experience in a minute. But I want to quickly really just have my two assistants introduce themselves too. Like I said, Diego and Eugene have been with me all throughout this project. So we're super excited to be able to share this with everybody today, both on Web 2 and Web 3. So thanks everybody for joining in. We have a show for you. We have a tour and some question and answer opportunities as well. But yeah, if Diego want to start, if you'd like to introduce yourself real quick.
Me, right?
Yes.
Hello, I'm Diego. I'm one of Snow's assistants. I'm a 3D designer and fashion designer. And in this project, I've been supporting Snow with construction of the environment and of some other elements.
Thank you so much, Diego. It's been such a fun ride. And then Eugene.
Hi, I'm Snow's another assistant, and I do both 2D animation and 3D animation. And for Snow's project, I am mainly doing rigging and animation.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's also been a very fun ride, yes. And today they're also here to help me supporting the back stage of the show. So Diego will be actually helping to navigate Daughter Eyes while Eugene is running the whole show. And then last but not least, Karen, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Aika and then the exciting place you are, which is NFT Paris.
Thank you so much, Snow. Thank you, Diego. Sorry, there is a bit of noise, but at least we're live.
Yes.
We are right now at NFT Paris. And I'm so pleased to have Daughter Eyes to be presented on such an important moment for us. We are in the Grand Palais Éphémère, and we are with Aika, the company we've co-founded with Amy Sauvert, presenting digital art and metaverse art, but also artists like you, Snow, that are really working on the new technologies and helping to develop such a universe. So we're very excited. Your work has been presented. It's currently on Sansar right now, so people can experience it. And it's the first time I think we're making it happen in a fair. So I'm very proud of this historical moment. I think Daughter Eyes has a lot of interest and potential for the traditional art, but also for the crypto communities and Web3 in general. So we were very pleased to present it today, and I'm very happy with Aika and DSL Collection, we also collaborate with you for NYU, that the students can also sit on VR WSPark space together. Thank you so much, Snow, for organizing it with Diego and Eugene. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Wonderful context that you're able to give to us. And so I'm so glad that we can all be here together. We're actually, the four of us is right now from 4 different countries. So me being here in New York in the US, Karen being in Paris in France, and actually Diego is located in Mexico City, Mexico, and then Eugene in South Korea, I believe so, right? So yeah, and then Daughter Eyes, actually the 5th place, right, which is a Metaverse, which is where we're gonna enter into very soon. And you know, I'm having Karen here in a sense as the first official guest, but everybody, of course, joining us either through YouTube or through Sansar. You are also my guest right now, and of course, after
Thank
today,
you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And after today, Daughter Ice's Metaverse Home is live for public 24/7. So no matter where you are, you can also enter. So before we jump into the Metaverse space and me talking a little bit more about, you know, why Daughter Ice and who she is and all of that, I just want to go over the order of events really quickly. So we just had our introductions. Next, we're gonna go with a tour, and then marking the opening of the Metaverse Home, and alongside with NFT Paris, I'm also sharing NFT video artwork featuring Daughter Ice as she is bending water into a bunny sculpture to celebrate the Lunar New Year of 2023. And so I will talk a little bit and share about the NFT later on as well. But then throughout the process, those of you who are able to join us, whether Web 2, Web 3, you can write down your comments or questions that you may have, either via the YouTube chat or on, you know, Sansar chat, and then we will be happy to you know, address your questions hopefully at the end with our event today. And so are we okay to launch the Sansar right now, Diego? Oh, 1 minute. Okay, so perhaps as we are dealing with the technology a little bit, Eugene, if you could share the Daughter Ice's image and then the video artwork. I can talk a little bit about who Daughter Ice is, right? So, like I said, Daughter Ice is a digital human. The differences between her and, you know, say a character that is made up, you know, in the novel is that she live sort of similarly in the way that we live, right? You know, space-wise, she may occupy a virtual space, but time-wise, right, she kind of lives within our time. So she's a long-term project, and then she really kind of come from this idea of, you know, me as a, you know, Asian female artist, a digital artist, and then, you know, locating here in the US, and like many international families, you know, my parents, my family are in China, right, throughout the pandemic. So, you know, there's a lot of communication, conversations with them. You know, this kind of idea of intimacy that still gets shared through the internet. And so after, you know, 3+ years, Daughter Ice kind of materializes that relationship. And then she is this virtual daughter of me. One day I might have a physical kid, but right now I have a virtual one. And then she is, of course, also my artwork. As an artist, I kind of think of my artwork as a child with her own agency. And then she, of course, is also a digital citizen, right? Or in a sense, I'm Chinese American. My parents, my mother is still, Chinese, and then daughter Ice is kind of this non-citizen or this internet citizen. So I really wanted to, through her, talk a lot about a lot of things relating to borders, relating to maybe culture, intergeneration, but also this physical and digital combination, right? This phygital living that all of us are experiencing one way or another. So what you're looking at is daughter Ice's, video where we've, have her water bending, right? She's also very creative, and then she is making a little bunny because to celebrate her heritage, which is partially Chinese, she made this bunny for Year of the Rabbit, with water. So let's see if right now we can log into her Metaverse home on Sansar. Great. So let's getting ready for it. And then Karen.
Hi guys, I'm back. Actually, I would like to say that we have the Louvre Museum that is currently trying, so they will be with you on Sansar. You can look for the person.
Oh, wonderful!
The Louvre Museum is with us on NFT Paris right now.
Wonderful. Hello. Welcome you to join us. Yes, we have different avatars too. So everybody, we are now in daughter Ice's Metaverse home. So this is on Sansar. So if you join us through Web3, you can also visit with your own avatar. So Karen, I am bringing you into Sansar, daughter Ice Metaverse home. She's waving at us. Hello, daughter Ice. We're so glad to be able to visit your home. And then, so I think daughter Ice is going to show us around a little bit. What you're seeing first, Karen, behind her is this architecture of her home, where we are actually inspired very much by the architect Frank Lloyd Wright, specifically his Falling Water piece, where we wanted to also have our own version, which is called Running Water Floating Island. So Karen, you can see that there is actually a waterfall running through this building.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Very cool.
And feel free to, ask questions, share comments as we right now going to enter into daughter Ice's
I will let
home.
you do me. I will let you make a tour, and I will ask questions afterwards. That's
Wonderful. Okay, sounds great. And I will lead the tour first.
And we have some people in the space right now, so you can see them.
Wonderful. I love how this event is also a nice illustration of the physical and digital. So everybody please follow daughter Ice as she first now enters her living room space. We did not have any walls because she doesn't need one. She's a virtual human. We love the fact that, in terms of virtual architecture, it is about function, but it is, in a sense, sort of free of a lot of boundary, right? Physical architecture has to obey. So, this is a ice-like environment. The material is all made up by actually ice. And so, as you can see, you can, actually experience the snowfall and also the auroras that's around this architecture. And feel free to sit down, right? If you come here, you can sit at the couch like daughter Ice did. And now let's move forward, right? So if daughter Ice wants to continue guide us throughout the tour, I think part of the Chinese culture is very about hospitality. So I think of, home as this place that's, not only kind of a shelter, for, something somewhere that somebody can go to, but it is also this place where we can, invite people, entertain, right? So Daughter Ice has a beautiful piano, right, that she plays and entertains, and like me, I think she's very creative in that way. So as you can see that she has a beautiful piano here, and you could also probably see as we walk around, there is actually a portrait of Daughter Ice that is also a NFT artwork where, earlier last year we've released with Art Lab, right? So so Daughter Ice is also sort of multifaceted in terms of engagement. And here is a little portrait of her, as you can see, on one of the floating islands. And then next to the portrait, actually, we see a lamp, but on the left, we actually also see a portal. So I want to quickly mention, Karen actually mentioned earlier too, that VR WSPark has been this project that me and Karen and also DSL Collection been doing. So we've set up portals where Daughter Ice can conveniently go into VR WSPark, which is Virtual Washington Square Park, that showcases artwork around from NYU community and beyond, but also Daughter Ice can enter her home through VR WSPark. Cool. So we will go into the garden at the end, but Daughter Ice, if you want to show us a little bit more of your beautiful home. And you can see the waterfall, so we wanted to have a running waterfall all going throughout. And now we're going to go upstairs, I think, a little bit. Daughter Ice has been so excited about this moment, right? So this past week, we've, made sure that she's waving at us, hello, and make sure that she's ready for this. And so she even picked out her own outfit, right? Which is digital clothes that we were able to, get fitted on Sansar. And here is her bedroom, and a beautiful space with a lovely comfy bed, and her snowflake decoration, I think, in relationship a little bit to her mother, who's me. And here's Daughter Ice on her bed, showcasing her bedroom. Oh, and jumping too. So Daughter Ice is very capable of many things. Earlier last year, we were able to also give her emotions, and of course, through rigging and animating, she's able to move around, right? Here's another little nook. And then if we can go to even more upstairs, Diego, we like to show everybody this gallery space that Daughter Ice have in her rooftop, where pop-up shows will be displayed, right? Please stay tuned for that. We actually have some show lined up coming up, which is, showcasing some emerging artists' work with Neil and co-curator Cara Guinness. So we have this beautiful place, and, Daughter Ice love star staring, so she's been here looking at aurora, looking at sometimes even shooting stars. Wonderful, wonderful. And now, Daughter Ice, why don't we go to the gardens? And while we're kind of taking our journey there, Karen, if I may actually start with a question for you. So I know that, Karen, you've been kind of with us all throughout the process. And Karen, tell us a little bit, what do you think about virtual being? What do you think about digital human?
That's a big discussion, but I think it's the future. I think what you've created is definitely very unique. We have Ming on the booth with us, one of your students, who has also her work, Genesis. So I think that even as a teacher, you are an artist, you have started a movement. And what I like about Dr. Ice is the fact that you bring people in such an amazing environment where humanity can have a place, because we can see and experience what is to be with a virtual avatar that is so interesting. Emotions, her doubts, her kind of aspect of knowledge, what she wants to get in, how she can interact on this metaverse. That is very important. I think art is one thing to show, but how an avatar or a creation today of a character can have emotions and connect also worldwide on a social environment is very interesting. And I think this is the future for also humanity to connect on the metaverse.
Thank you, Karen, for that. Thank you so much. Yes, I think as technology matures, there is more of access to space like this, right? And then, as an artist, I also been loving the fact that Engage with Daughter Ice is also this very interdisciplinary practice, because we're one point working with virtual architecture, one point working with virtual clothes, right? And this garden we're actually right now in, I want to mention this real quick. The reason why we wanted to have a garden, I love in a sense virtual spaces both this kind of mirroring function and also a window-like, right, imaginative function simultaneously. And so being immigrant myself, and then also my immediate family still being in China, we've always kind of dreamed this place where one day we can maybe get together in this bigger place. So I think this idea of home is very important, right, in terms of concept of family, but obviously on the internet, on Web3, the concept of family can expand so much. My mother always had this dream that she wants to have her own garden. And so, when we make this beautiful home for Daughter Ice, I wanted to make sure that we have this beautiful garden. So my mother, I know that she's watching right now online too, right? Though we haven't really been able to see each other since, China has just now start to open up. So I'm hoping that I will see her physically after 3 years this summer. But at least right now, we can both come to Daughter Ice's place, and then we can, walk around and visit this beautiful virtual garden, which, my mother is such an important role also for me being an artist and who I am. And so I own everything to her, to my, father. So, Daughter Ice become this materialized form where, I think a lot of those emotions gets a place to be showcased, right? And now we can kind of be in this fantasy land in some ways. But maybe this fantasy land is not so much just a fantasy. Maybe it becomes a guidebook, right? I love there's kind of a dialogue that virtual space and digital space and physical space can have, right? So, which, I think it's a lot of time where the function of the metaverse really is. And then we're actually going to come down to sort of kind of the last part of this lovely home opening. I do think that Karen has a question for me. So Karen, go ahead, please.
Sorry, it's a very noisy, so I think it was amazing that you could really speak about the project, Snow. But I wanted to ask you, how does it feel as an artist to create Daughter of Ice? This is my first question. Mm-hmm. And what do you want your audience to feel about Daughter of Ice? And the last question is, do you want to make more events in physical and digital at the same time, like we are doing with NFT Paris? Do you think it has an impact as well for people that are not present, that they can actually see what you are doing? And what do you think about the physical and virtual aspect?
That's a really good question. Thank you, Karen. Yes, I will try to address all of them. I think because this is a long-term project to start out, so I anticipated that we we all kind of experience life with her. We're now together in a space. We're gonna stay with Daughter Eyes probably till the very end for the event. But I think as I'm kind of working with her, I'm also learning so much. I'm gaining a lot of insight. I think there's a lot of meaning for me to work with Daughter Eyes, and in a sense, she is an avatar of me of some kind, right? She's not the exact replica. I wanted her to be her own person. So therefore, I wanted to work with this kind of concept of family, right? But I think even the definition of family can be so broad. In a lot of sense, living in America for 15 years or so, right? I mean, I think the idea, I see even my artist peers family sometimes, or sometimes even my student or former student, or people that I work with, like you, Karen, and I think you and your family also play such a big role in terms of the way that you experience art, experience culture, right? And then even business, you and your father with DSL collection, and your mother, right, too. And that was very important to me as well. As I mentioned, that my mother is also an artist and art educator, and so is my father. And so Daughter Eyes embodies a lot of that. Looks like maybe the internet, we're experiencing a little bit of a difficulty, so perhaps Eugene, we can go back to the still image of Daughter Eyes while I'm finishing answering Karen's questions. Yes, and I think also having difficulty with the technology maybe lends to another question, Karen, that you asked earlier, because I love doing events like this. I love building environments like this. And then to be quite frank, as an educator and also an artist, I felt like, the past, even 10 years or so, seeing how digital media have grown, we're probably still not completely in terms of everything runs smoothly, but I think that shouldn't stop me or anybody or my student from engaging with it. So the fact that we can do something like this today, like you said, is already very, very, I think, a milestone. And so I would love to continue engaging in this space. I love the fact that in virtual events like this, there is a big physical component, and now we can engage with so many people all throughout the world, right? So, and Eugene, feel free to share the video as well. And then some of your other questions. Yes, creating space in the metaverse. I've made a lot of digital artwork before the engagement with Metaverse, more specifically, actually, probably 2.5 years ago, right? So obviously, VR WSPark is another project I've been engaging with Metaverse very intensively. But before that, right, whether it's my, solo shows online with VR, or it was my, solo show with the Duende Art Museum in China, a few years ago, where I couldn't really physically go. So we had a virtual version, and another, many other sort of engagement, whether in group exhibition and whatnot. So, I think Daughter Eyes is a project where this sort of engagement with Metaverse is even more, intense. And I think to understand Metaverse, engagement is super key. Eugene, feel free to show all of our faces. Yeah, that kind of brings me to almost at the end here. Karen, I'm so excited that I'm able to have this journey with you. So yeah, thank you so much for supporting this project. Thank you, and thanks for releasing the NFT work relating to Daughter Eyes. And Those of you who are out there engaging, if you would like to own Daughter Isis NFT, we will be much appreciated in terms of supporting even the future of the project, right, the production and all of that. And I think, you know, Daughter Isis in a lot of ways engaging with a lot of different dialogue. So, you know, you will see more of Daughter Ice for sure. And then I see some comments actually from YouTube. Thank you, RR or R. Raven, I should say, says such a beautiful, amazing space and experience. Thank you so much for joining us live.
Thank you so much, and thank you to NFT Paris for having us.
Yes, very much so.
And Snow, we look forward to you know, continuing this project together, and a wonderful Daughter Ice opening tonight.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Karen, for the live joining us and also sharing the live event in the NFT Paris space. Those of you who are able to join us live, thank you so much. Or those of you who are able to tune in later on, please feel free to explore Daughter Isis' home. It is on Sansar. It is 24/7. And feel free to reach out to me if you like to, you know, ask questions about Daughter Ice or inquire, you know, what's Daughter Ice's next engagement. Again, another comment coming in. Thank you so much, Elf Favorite. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Yes, and we'll be back with Daughter Ice soon. And thank you, Eugene and Diego. And hope everybody have a wonderful rest of the day, no matter where you are
everyone
in the world. Thank you, Karen. Bye.